Hey, good afternoon. This is Mark from Tales from the North Pole. This is number 11. Santa here, and we're looking forward to listening to your comments about our recording. I have a very special guest, but we'll talk about that in just a minute when I introduce him. Today's book, it's our normal thing that we do. Today's book is called Christmas Stories. Oh, sorry, Christmas Storybook Stories. And it was republished in 2019. And I guess the stories are from what I was reading, it wasn't from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. It's from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So if you want to give that a look, I really enjoy this book. I've enjoyed it a lot. And each story is a little different. It's a little synopsis of what the stories are all about in that hometown or in that situation. And it really does have a heart. So please check that out. Also, if you would like to go to www.mrclaus.net, we have four levels this year of going digital and also by snail mail. And the first offering is by itself. It's a letter from Santa, and at the bottom, I will hand fill in what the wonderful things that your child or grandchild has done that shows them exactly why they got on a nice list. And that to me is very important that they know how they got there. The second piece in this mailing is a certificate of being on the nice list. Actually, it's a very nice, heavy cardboard, and it all comes in an envelope that matches all the information so that they when they get it the stationery is all matching. And if you go to the fourth level, which is the deluxe Santa box, it comes in this very, very nice presentation box, if you can see that. It has a magnetically hinged lid, so if you want to use it again for a Christmas gift, you certainly may, or your grandson or granddaughter or child can actually use it as their treasure box. Inside is a little um, stocking, and inside of that is a ornament that we have hand chosen. It's very, very nice, very lovely, and well built. And then you will get a picture of me, a 5x7, signed Santa Mark. On top of that, since we're going digital this year, you'll get a downloadable greetings for the whole family and a Zoom call from Santa to your child. Now, that's all available on www.mrclaus.net. And with that said, I'd like to introduce you to someone that I've become fond of in a short amount of time. His name is Junior Case, but he's actually Santa-san in Japan. So with that, I'd like to introduce him. Hi, Junior. How you doing?
Hello, hello. Welcome to Japan.
I feel like I'm there already. Yeah. So um, we've talked about it, but I still want to go through it. Is how did you get to be in Japan, and why Osaka?
Oh, that's a great story. Well, basically, I'm an actor, and so as every actor does, they wait tables, and I just so happened to be waiting tables at Sundance Resort in near Provo, Utah. And anyway, so that morning, Jane Fonda walked in and ordered breakfast. She had oatmeal and pancakes, I remember. Don't don't ask me why I remember that. But anyway, after we finished serving Jane Fonda breakfast, my roommate called me and he said, "Junior, there's an audition for Universal Studios Japan. You should go to the audition." And I was like, "Good idea." So
Wonderful.
after work, we drove down, found the audition, walked in, sang a couple of Elvis Presley songs, and "You ain't nothing but a hound dog," something like
I
that.
gotta like it.
Anyway, then they had a quick interview, and the next day I was at work again at Sundance, and the whole crew from the audition came in to have dinner or something, and they came in and said, "Junior, You got the part. So, so I was
Wow,
like,
that must have sent
yay!
electricity. Yeah.
So tons of fun. So I was able and blessed to be in the opening cast at Universal Studios Japan in 2001 as Jake Blues of the Blues Brothers show. So singing and dancing all day. What a gig. A lot of fun.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it. And so that's in Osaka itself.
It is. It is. Yeah, Osaka. I've grown to love the city. It's one of my favorite cities in the entire world. It's got wonderful people, a great energy, and it's just amazing. I love it here.
Is that an international city more so than some of the other areas?
Yeah, I think it if if I kind of had to give it a feel like I would kind of say it's like a Chicago mixed with New Yorkish kind of vibe, but like it's more Chicago, it's more down to earth, hometown, kind of relaxed, a little laid back. You've got a lot of merchants that live here,
Hmm.
and so a lot of business goes on, but then also Osaka is the home of comedy in Japan. So the
Oh,
people here are just hilarious. So if you do comedy, you're from Osaka.
wow. So it's warm, inviting, and fun.
Hmm,
Gotta like
absolutely.
that. And like I was talking to you earlier, when I see pictures of Osaka, it always reminds me of Ghost in a Shell or Appleseed, the anime movies. A lot of the sci-fi futuristic um, lines of architecture are taken right from Osaka and right onto their DI or however they do that. So, how long have you lived there?
Wow, we've been here for over 10 years now. So, like I said, I lived here in 2001 and then came back and forth. I met my wife here. Uh, so, so came back and forth. I'd visit here, she'd visit me. But uh, later down the road, we got married in 2010. So,
Oh, congratulations.
yeah,
2010?
yeah,
Wow. Well, 15 years. That's quite a
long
spell.
time. Yeah.
And you have a child, you said, right?
Yes, JJ, we call it, that's his nickname, Junior's Junior. So,
I like it. I like it.
but he's just adorable. He's got the biggest, best smile of the world. So,
And that's what we like. And that's what keeps us going too, I think, year after year after year is I have several favorite children that I get to see every year and just to see them grow.
oh,
To see
absolutely.
them in their activities and to see how much they've gone from hitting the ball off the tee to hitting the ball, just by swinging the bat. To me, that's just like my remembering my children and their growth. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I work with kids. I teach English to kids is my day job. And it's just so much fun. I find joy every day and I rediscover what it is to be a kid every day. And so it's a lot of fun.
that's a very interesting point, and I think me staying young at heart and having a bigger imagination actually helps the children open their imagination, especially when it comes to Christmas. Normally Tales from the North Pole, normally I actually introduce one of my elves or introduce what the North Pole looks like to me, and how we operate. And, you know, but I didn't today because I really wanted to focus on uh, Santa from Japan. That to me is something that I think people need to know what's going on in Japan with Christmas.
Oh, Christmas is such a wonderful holiday, and they celebrate it, but it's just a little bit different. Kind of like if you think KFC Christmas, have you ever had fried chicken for Christmas? That's that's huge here. They order months in advance to get these beautifully, put together KFC buckets with
I
all the
I love
trimmings,
it. I love
and
it.
another thing that they have is a Christmas cake. So that's a big thing here. They have these elaborately decorated, beautifully and delicious cakes as well. So KFC and Christmas cake, and recently, like it's become a tradition to order pizza on New Year's Eve. So like it's very kind of different, and actually, it's a romantic holiday. So think of like Valentine's Day as Christmas, and that's
Wow.
kind of what it is. So
That's that's
yeah.
amazing. I know, and I know that again, I have to lean back on watching recent Japanese movies, not the samurai movies, but the recent Japanese movies, and also the recent or all the anime that I can remember is if the child has done great in school, they get it KFC, you know? Uh, if the child is having a bad month or something like that, I can remember one anime in particular, Slice of Life, um, where the big brother pops for KFC, one of the little boxes, or it's just I mean, it has become a part of Japanese culture, which I think it's great, but you do have to, like we talked about earlier, you have to order a month in advance, and you still have to stand in line sometimes for up to 2 hours to get that. So,
Yep.
wow.
It's very different. I remember one of my first Christmases here. My wife called me and she's like, "Junior, Christmas dinner's ready." And so I walk in, and it's pizza, Pizza Hut pizza, uh, sushi, Christmas cake, and KFC. Like that. I was like,
Where's
okay.
the turkey?
Where's the stuffing? Where's the mashed potatoes?
Right.
Yeah, so
And
fun.
and I do just so I'm going to repeat what I've said before is the fact that when my wife and I went over there with our kids who were like already in their 20s, we don't go as Americans. We do go as Americans, but we don't go to drag our culture into whatever culture we're going, especially Japan. We went over there as you know absorbing the culture of Japan and giving back with love and patience and getting love and patience in return. The only time I was, even though I had studied about the culture and what's proper to do at an onsen, I still got the have I been in here the polite amount of time because this guy Gene's gonna get in here. By the time I got washed and everything, everybody was out, and I was by myself in this huge tub. But it was
That's one of
great.
my favorite things. That's one of my favorite things here.
Having a soak is the best,
That's
and
great.
the fact that Japan encourages all her children to enjoy each other's company while just soaking in a tub. That to me is it's on one side wild, but on another side,
Yep.
it's like you can't carry your samurai sword in there.
No, no. There's a saying called skinship here. So when you go with your friends, you create a bond that just you can't match anywhere else. So
That's very
very,
cool.
very interesting.
Very
A lot of
cool.
fun.
What's your, I'm gonna ask again, what's your origin story of being Santa as far as I mean, you're Santa now. Have you always
Mm.
been Santa? Did it start out when you were in your teens? Did
Uh, you know, I'm a performer, so I'm theater performer, and my pastor, my bishop at the time, he said, "Hey, Junior, you want to come help me out this year?" And he had a beard and a suit, and I said, "Sure." So I put
how
it
old were
on, and
you?
I think it was after Universal Studios, I think, so probably was 2005, maybe something like that. So I can't remember. But anyway, threw on the suit and went around and dropped off gifts for families, and it was just a wonderful experience and a lot of fun. But like it wasn't something that like really captured my heart at that time, but it was fun. But I never gave it any thought of doing Santa like every year or you know for a job or whatever it is. And so yeah, and then I actually moved to Japan around 2014, 20, yeah, 2014, and Universal Studios and my agent at the time asked me if I wanted to be Santa at Universal Studios Japan, and I was like, "Oh yeah!"
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah. How much fun can
so
one guy have?
exactly, exactly, so much fun. And so walking in, and they measured me out for the suit and made me a custom suit, and uh, it was just such a fun experience that year, and I kind of fell in love with it, and I kept doing it year after year after year. I think I was at USJ doing Santa for I can't remember 4 or 5 years.
What's
So, but that
USJ?
USJ Universal Studios Japan. Sorry, they
Ah,
abbreviate that. Excuse
okay.
me.
I was thinking
Um,
USJ is the United States over there doing Santa Claus for for Japan, you know? I
yeah,
thought
but a lot of fun.
good. That's that I think that's half of why I do it because I have sometimes more fun than the kids when they're screaming in your lap.
Oh, It
But
it it was it was quite an experience working there. I had the opportunity to work with Elmo and Cookie Monster
wow.
and and Snoopy and Charlie Brown and Hello Kitty. So a lot of fun, a lot of fun doing those things. But I became their go-to Santa for all their special events and
That's wonderful.
all that kind of stuff.
Well, you know that was one thing that I noticed in Japan is the fact that Hello Kitty is everywhere. And if it's in front of a noodle shop, then the Hello Kitty has like a bowl of noodles on its head. Or, you know, when we went up to the hot springs where it was the sulfur springs and they made black eggs, they cooked the
Uh-huh.
black egg. The Hello Kitty is coming out of a black eggshell. You know, just everywhere. And but it's really enduring because it's a universal. Hello Kitty's been around what 30 years now, maybe
Yeah.
even more, but 30 years that I could see. And you know, I've had to help a friend of mine who her car was in need of a some tender loving care, and so her carpets were all trash. So I bought her some because she loved Hello Kitty. I bought her some Hello Kitty floor mats. You know, and that was like 15 years ago, and it's still going strong. But
They love those. They love the characters here.
oh gosh, yes, they're trains. Look at
Oh
their
yeah.
trains now. They have all
Oh
kinds of
man,
anime trains and stuff.
it's amazing. I I was on my way to work one day, and there was a Star Wars that converted one of the trains that kind of looked like Darth Vader into a Star Wars train. It was amazing.
That's so cool. I got to work today with Darth. That's right. So, and when you stopped doing USJ, Universal Studio,
Mm.
is that when you started your professional career with other activities, events?
Yeah. I think it's just kind of morphed into I started doing just special events because they didn't have Santa sitting in a chair anymore. They kind of you know I think one year they had Gru be Santa Claus or the Grinch be Santa Claus. So like they just kind of phased out Santa Claus, and they just brought me in for little special events. But so then I was able to work with Hankyu department stores, which is one of the big. It's like the Macy's of Japan,
Ah,
kind of sort of like.
ah.
So I was able to do some stuff with them and enjoy that. And so now I'm their poster boy for. So if you see the poster, if you
Ooh,
if you
that's
walk
cool.
if you walk through Hankyu Sambangai, there's just lines and lines of Santa Jr. So it's a lot of fun.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
Now, um, if you could look back upon your childhood celebrating Christmas, do you have any special memories of that?
Oh man.
There one
You know,
particular one?
well, there's not one particular one, but like, well, I guess there might be one when we got a table tennis, a ping pong table for Christmas. That was pretty exciting. But I grew up in a large family, so there's 10 kids, and
Wow.
so uh, I'm number five of the 10. But the thing that my parents did to kind of heighten the expectations that make us line up. So we had a living room that was kind of doored off that had doors, and so when we woke up, everyone got up and they they booby trapped the doors so he couldn't get in. Like it would make a noise so like they know that if we snuck in the living room, they'd know. And so they booby trapped the doors, and then they made us all line up, youngest to oldest, and Dad would go in with the high eight camera or whatever it was at the time, and anyway, so we they just allowed us to go in and grab our stockings, and then they put breakfast in our stocking. So there's a little box of cereal and a banana
Oh,
and an orange.
cool.
So and a thing of pineapple juice. It was always pineapple juice. And so then we'd just eat breakfast out of the stocking. There were little presents in the stocking as well. So we'd just eat breakfast and then would line up again. And then we'd go in and open presents one by one, take turns going around the 10 kids. So it was just a fun tradition, fun memory, fun way to do Christmas.
I can see that. I mean, um, we used to have our my dad had seven brothers and sisters. So we'd have them seven plus their spouses plus their
Oh,
children.
wow.
So that was like almost the same it was the same thing, just
Wow.
a little bit bigger. But
Yep.
by the time they got to our house, they'd already opened their gifts to each other. And then when they got to our house, we'd open up the gifts from, they figured out how to not spend $1 billion each Christmas, but and um, I just remember because there were so many people there, it would be a large, like 25-pound turkey and then a big
Oh,
ham. And
wow.
when we sat at the children's table, we didn't sit in the same room as the adults because there was just
Yep.
so
Yep.
many. We actually sat in a completely different room, and it was just, and they spent all day. To me, that's Christmas is not special if you open your gifts, have breakfast, and then you go to your friend's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christmas is when you have seven or eight people, 10 people, 15 people, and you stick around and share the whole day. And that to me, that really shows the break that this is a special day. And so
Yep.
therefore we're trying to impart that. And I think that as Santa Claus is not only is our imagination important, but to make Christmas special that people want to celebrate it. And it's really loving and it's very joyful and
Mhm.
full of, as they used to say, good cheer. And
Absolutely.
I think you represent that just by having talked to you earlier. Um,
Oh,
you really do bring a gentle, kind, loving spirit, and also you have that joy down inside. I love the fact that
thank you.
when you tell a story, you get all excited as much as I get excited when I tell stories. So
It's Christmas has become like there's something about it like I don't quite I can never put my finger on it, but I really think it's a part of it's bringing that imagination and that joy to people and seeing those smiles that bringing that light to people. I think that's just a lot of fun to be able to share in that joy with other people and to be kind of an instigator of that joy. um, and that's one of the things that has really made me fall in love with the character of Santa is just that he's able to bring out so much joy that is it's there, but it sometimes it needs to be worked out a little bit. A lot of fun.
And yeah, and children are so open to that joy, and
Mm.
if you're as big a kid as they are, or bigger kid, then they're gonna just jump on that bandwagon and ride the train, you know. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's the cool part. And I you said the word instigator, and all of a sudden I thought about when I was a kid. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
an instigator of, oh, I guess you could look at all the elves as being there's a word for it, and it escapes me right now. I had it right on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. But they have that twinkle in their eye. Oh,
Mm.
mischievous. I was
Ah, yeah.
extremely mischievous. I was an instigator of mischief. And don't ask any of my friends from high school.
Mm.
So, um, but I think that when they see our gentle spirits, they don't realize we still have that mischievousness within us.
Yeah.
And when
Uh-huh.
they realize that we're teasing them or pulling their leg, or we're gonna dance with them, or be spontaneous, that's it. It's all over.
Yep.
They're there. They're right there with you. And as now focusing on the 15, 14, 17-year olds, trying to get them to, hey, you were like
Mm.
this, hey, it's okay to be
Right.
that way. And
Exactly.
it's 7 days a week. I go into the local grocery store, I pump gas, and people say, hey, Santa Mark. But when I go in, I give them a little bit of, and that's what I could see you doing, you know, riding the train or going down the street, we were talking earlier, and you said some 20-year-old girls walked up to you and said, Santa-san,
Yep, yep. And it's fun those little moments like that, like and so when they came up to me like, are you Santa? And I'm like, yeah. Can we take a picture? Like so, we're taking selfies on the train. So much fun. I'll be sitting on the train on the way to work or coming home to work, and there'll be a kid that just leans over and goes, Santa's on. And I wave and wink, and
That's
so much
heartwarming.
fun.
Yeah,
So much fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's and because of the spirit that stays upon us, of that, the spirit of Christmas, and are the freedom of um really embracing the spirit of Christmas, it actually sometimes makes other people uncomfortable, especially when it's not
Mm,
Christmas. I've had, I'm sure you have too. I don't know from the Japanese, but from
yeah.
especially Americans, they're like, "Oh, it's not Christmas yet," and I'm like, "Oh, it's Christmas all year round."
All year round. Every day is Christmas. You know, I, real beards in Japan are not really acceptable. So like
Oh,
it everyone is clean shaven, and so to walk around Japan with a big beard is just it's really like what? And then they realize that I'm local, and they give it what? Like it's hard for them to wrap it. So like it makes me stick out like even more like I stick out as a foreigner. I stick out no matter what. Like but having the beard, it's especially like, who is this guy? Why does he look like Santa all the time?
Should wear a t-shirt that says, "Yes, I am Santa."
I I was playing around with AI, and I actually had one. Hi, so that's I want to get one that says yes, I am. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So hopefully
I'll
hopefully we'll
take
get one
one.
of those for Christmas.
Hey, if you're gonna buy one, I'll buy one too. That'd be
Rock on.
great.
We'll have to do a few.
Do it in Japanese on the top and American on the bottom, So
That's great.
English.
That's great. That'd
So
be fun.
as you as you've been in Japan, and is there any stories that you want to talk about as far as um, when you've gone into someone's house, or you've done it at a school, or you've been anywhere, anything that has really touched your heart with you being Santa Claus?
Oh yeah. Well, my son is special needs, so we went to his school to drop off some presents as Santa and jumped in there. And there's one child, he's blind and he doesn't see very well, like he has these really thick glasses, but so I got down on my knee and I grabbed his hand and I put his hand on the fur of my coat and had him, you know, stroke the fur, and then I began to sing just softly, "We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas." And he started to sing along with me.
Wow,
And it was just so beautiful and touching to like, because I was trying to figure out what can I do? What can I do? He can't see me. He can feel, he can hear. So I tried to do those things, and it was just such a special moment. And the staff pulled me aside afterwards and said, "He doesn't talk. He he rarely ever communicates with anybody." And
that's
so
amazing.
to hear him sing with me was just such a special moment, not for me, not only for me and the boy, but also for everybody around to be able to witness that. It was just such a fun, special experience. What about yourself?
Well, gosh, I think I've had a few. I'm sure you have too, but the one that actually brings chills, even when I t retell the story for the 400th time, is I visited um, care facilities. They
Mm,
start on their own in their apartment, and then it goes to assisted living, then it goes to full assist, and then eventually into memory care. And 2 or 3 years ago, I had I was at the facility and we were doing. I have a friend who's a great piano player, and then there's another uh, gal that she's the elf and dances around and stuff and plays the jingle bells, and I'm ho 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 Santa. So they let me into the memory care because I wanted to, they wanted me to see or visit all of the people that live there. And so I went in and Merry Christmas to everyone. There was probably about 25 or 30 people. Well, this one woman was sitting with this really high back wheelchair, and she just was limp, just like that.
huh,
And wanted to, I said, everybody has to, you know, say Merry Christmas to every single person, not just a few. So then I
yeah.
put my hand under her hand and put my hand on top of it. And I kind of stroked it really tenderly. And
Oh,
I just said, Merry Christmas. And she's like this. And then all of a sudden she sat up and she said, Santa. And
oh,
then she was gone. Just that
oh,
quick moment. But
wow.
I had to run out. I couldn't, there was so
Yeah.
much um, pressure, so much love there that, that
Oh,
I just felt the spirit of Christmas just come right through me. And I just was like, wow. Then everybody's looking at me going, she doesn't move. She doesn't talk. She's been like that for years. And for me
wow.
to witness that was just overwhelming.
I really feel like Santa, he does bring miracles. Like, and I think anyone that's been Santa for a bit of time has had one of those experiences where there have been miracles, where we've been there and witnessed things that it's amazing and it's
Yes,
so wonderful to be a part of that.
I agree. And I think I'm thankful every day that I get to do it, except for the
Mm.
days that I'm writing contracts and negotiating stuff, which is like 10 months out of the year.
Oh my.
But, you know, um, I just it I think every Santa, and I felt that feeling the minute the first moment I started talking to you, I just
Mm,
felt that Christmas spirit, and like you've said, it is magic. There's something about it, and being Santa or Mrs. Claus
mm,
is it's a advocation. It's not a vocation. You know,
absolutely.
it's something that we are fortunate to do, and we can either pick that up and make it part of us and do it to the best of our ability and be thankful, or if we have that opportunity and we don't pick it up, we there might be people we were talking earlier too that don't
Mm,
get to have the joy of Santa visiting their house, or Santa, being that special Santa who is, or Mrs. Claus who is coming to wherever they are, whether it's the mall or whether it's a grocery store or whether it's um, whatever it is, a country club, because that's a special thing.
it
And
is.
those children that are 12 and 13 that say, I still believe.
Mm,
And it's the ones that I really want to focus in on this next couple of years, that I really are the 13, 14, 15, 16, that the ones that
mm.
are rejecting it out of I don't want to, I'm not a baby anymore.
Right,
But
right.
somehow touching their hearts, their spirits, to express that Christmas spirit all year long.
Yeah, I think part of it, like having them understand that they are Santa, that
Oh,
they can be Santa, and that Santa's not just a guy in a suit. It's a feeling, it's a special calling, it's something that you can be, even if you're not wearing the suit. You can be Santa.
that's great.
Like so, and I think that's one thing we can kind of share with those older kids, I think, is that hey, you don't have to wear the suit. You can still be Santa.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's funny that you said that, is because I was talking to a kid that's 14-year-old, a young man, and he has younger brothers and sisters. And he told me, well, I don't believe that's, he said, and I said, well, but what do you do for your younger brothers and sisters? He goes, oh, yeah, I make sure that they still believe.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, that's that's
that's it.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So I was kind of what do you call that when you're holding on, going, oh, don't say it, that you're always talking your brother and sister out of it, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that I thought I was just another one of those magic moments. So, well, now if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what would be the best way? Is it a website? Is it email? Is it Instagram? Is it
I
TikTok?
think I I think probably I'm probably most active on Instagram. Uh, that's probably where I'm at. You could look me up, Santa Junior Case, Santa underscore Junior underscore Case, or or Santa San Japan uh, is what I go by on Instagram